Hello everyone, welcome to our new session. Today we are going to learn about forms of market. Topics to be covered: introduction of classification of market on the basis of competition, perfect competition, features of perfect competition, and I give you one assignment. Classification of market. There are three types of classification. First is on the basis of place, on the basis of time, and on the basis of competition. As we learned in our previous video, that is on the basis of place and on the basis of time. In this presentation we discuss about on the basis of competition. Competition among the sellers and buyers is the most important criteria for classification of markets in economics. When we talk about a market, we generally visualize that a crowded place with a lot of consumers and a few shops. People are buying various goods and services like clothing, electronics, furniture, etc. But what is market in economics? In economics, we do not refer to a market as a physical place. Right? Economics will describe an arrangement where the buyers and sellers come in direct or indirect arrangement where buyers and sellers come in direct and indirect contact to sell or purchase goods and services. Let's study the various types of markets on the basis of competition among the seller. Perfect competition. The first part is perfect competition. According to John Robinson, perfect competition prevails when the demand for the output for each producer is perfectly elastic. Means perfect competition describes a market structure where competition is at as a greatest possible level. Right? Means there is a large number of buyers and sellers of a commodity. Means individual buyer and seller has no control over prices. Right? This indicates that the number of sellers is large, so the output of any one seller is a negligible small portion of the total output of the commodity. See the features of perfect competition. See the picture in picture as we give here. There are large number of sellers. First is large number of sellers. There are many potential sellers selling their commodity in the market. Their number is so large that a single seller cannot influence the market price because each seller sells a small fraction of a total market supply. Means the number of sellers or buyers in the market is very large. These buyers and sellers compete among themselves. Here, seller is a price taker, not a price maker. Second is large number of buyers. See the picture. There are many buyers in the market. A single buyer cannot influence the price of the commodity because individual demand is a small fraction of total market demand. Next is homogeneous product. Firms produce and sell identical unit of a given product in perfectly competitive market. That is, unit of commodity produced by each of them is uniform in respect of size, shape, color, quantity, quality, etc. Means homogeneous product means thus commodities have perfect substitute for each other. Means one product can easily be substituted for other. Next is free entry and exit. New firms can enter and exit the market without any restrictions. Means free entry is a term used by economics to describe a condition in which can sellers freely enter the market for an economic goods by establishing production and beginning to sell the product. Right? And free exit means free exit occurs when a firm can exit the market without limit when economic losses are being incurred. That is free entry and exit. Next is single price. See the picture, there is a single price of a particular commodity at every seller. That is the apple market. In perfect competition, all units of a commodity have uniform or a single price. What I say, in perfect competition, all units of a commodity have uniform or a single price. Here in one firm, right, in one firm tries to raise its price, there would be no demand for that firm's product. Second, next is perfect mobility of factors of production. Under perfect competition, the factors of production, that is land, labor, capital and organization. As we learned in our first chapter, what are the factors of production? Land, labor, capital and organization or entrepreneurs, right? Enjoy complete freedom to move from one place to another and from one occupation to another. Means buyers and sellers fully aware of prevailing price in the market, right? Next is perfect knowledge of market. The buyers as well as sellers in the perfectly competitive market have perfect knowledge of the market condition. See the chart, what it says, that both buyers and sellers have perfect knowledge of market condition. Means buyers and sellers fully aware of the prevailing price in the market. Producer cannot charge different prices for the different buyers. Therefore people can learn easily, learn skills easily. Means only one price prevails in the market. Absence of transport cost. There is no transport cost under perfect competition. Buying a commodity from one seller rather than the other does not involve any extra transport cost. See the chart we learn. It is assumed that firms are closer to each other and hence there is no transportation cost. Means this condition is essential for the existence of perfect competition. Means which requires that a commodity must have the same price everywhere at any time. Next is no government intervention. As we learned the laissez-faire concept in our first chapter. What is laissez-faire? Laissez-faire means a fully freedom, complete freedom. Laissez-faire policy prevails under perfect competition, which means there is no government intervention in respect of production, transportation, price determination of goods, etc. See, it is also assumed that there is least or no government interference. That is laissez-faire policy. I give you one assignment. First is define perfect competition and second is homogeneous product. And the second question is explain the features of perfect competition. You write down this assignment in your notebook.